Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today should be a fun one for you guys to listen to because we are talking about 3 very specific things that women just cannot handle. They will absolutely crash out on any one of these things. And of course, I am going to show you some video examples of their crash outs. The reason why I'm pointing out these specific things is that I don't think it's the same for men. But the biggest reason isn't just that men aren't going to be reactive to these things. It's that I don't think it's good that women are so reactive to these things. I think that women that are very mature, good women that have a good mindset, they are going to, maybe even if they feel these things internally, they're going to be able to recognize that it's just a feeling that they need to modulate, and they won't be as reactive to their feelings. And that's what we need more of. We need women that are not as super reactive to their feelings and justify their actions based on them having a feeling, and instead be accountable. Before we really dive in, guys, remember to like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet to catch my videos every Friday with the occasional Wednesday thrown in there. The number one thing today that we need to talk about that women cannot handle, they will absolutely crash out about this. It is when a woman's ex that she was like absolutely involved with and in love with ends up doing better than her. Like, she turns around and he is living a better life, a more successful life. She cannot handle that. I'm going to show you a video example of that where a woman in real time is crashing out about her ex that is doing things that he always wanted to do but couldn't do when he was in a relationship with her.
My soon-to-be ex-husband just pulled up to my house in a brand new truck, and I'm not really sure if I'm sad about it or if I'm mad about it. There's a little bit of both happening there because a brand new truck really mattered more to this man than his marriage and his dog. Which, I mean, if he wants to be the loser that lives in an apartment with a brand new car, then by all means be my guest. All he's doing is showing me that he really was a financial burden on me and that I should not keep him around. One of the most consistent arguments we had was that he wanted a brand new $100,000 truck. And trust me when I say we are not in the tax bracket to be having a $100,000 truck.
First of all, I guarantee you that that woman's ex-husband is so happy with his brand new truck. I want to emphasize though that it's not really the brand new truck that indicates that that man is like doing better. He might really be doing the same financially, but it is the fact that he is happy. He's doing better mentally without her. And she does not like that because you can tell by her tone and by the things that she's saying that she's really just bitter. Unfortunately, this is what happens quite often in divorces, and this is my advice to you guys. If you are not finalized in a divorce, or if you're like a recent breakup and you still have ties through really only children should be the only ties, I would actually caution you men to make any bold moves to show that you are happier or doing better financially. Like, you should, if anything, you should kind of humble things down and don't allow her to see that side. Don't be showy about it, because the wrath and the bitterness will probably turn around and get you. Hopefully, as you build your life, hopefully like she'll be healing in the same way and she'll find somebody else and move on with them. And then you can cycle back around after a year or two and let those things show. But I really highly recommend that you kind of keep things quiet. Don't let her see it, because this is what will happen. She will crash out. And if there are kids involved, that might be the only tool to control your life. Thankfully, here in this case, it sounds like they don't share any kids. However, if his divorce papers are not officially signed, it can still come and bite him in the butt, because she might end up wanting to take him for as much as she can because she's so bitter. Unfortunately, guys, you can't control that bitterness. Like, you can't force her to heal. So the only path that you can take is to be quiet about your happiness and be quiet about how you are moving on. You guys might disagree with that, but I'll be interested to know your take in the comments. The second thing that women just cannot handle, they will absolutely crash out about, is rejection. Which is interesting because men from a young age, they have to almost train themselves to be able to handle rejection. But the truth is that we're both human, whether man or woman, And rejection hurts, but you get to choose your reaction to the feeling of rejection. That is where women do not do so well. They don't do so well handling themselves. I'm going to show you the first video where a woman just loses it.
I like your bike.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I like your bike.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I thought you were really cute. I was wondering if you would mind taking me for a ride sometime.
Ooh, I'm sorry, I would, but I have a girlfriend right now.
I don't see her anywhere.
Huh?
She's not here. I don't see her anywhere.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. She would definitely find out.
Not if you don't tell her.
I'm sorry, I don't know what gave you the impression that I was that kind of guy, but that is not me.
I mean, if you don't think I'm cute, you can just say that.
Okay, I don't really think you're cute.
Cute. I don't think you're cute.
The woman in this case absolutely, obviously cannot handle rejection. She throws a water bottle at the man. She doesn't just take no for an answer. She won't just hear that he has a girlfriend and leave it at that. Instead, she most likely, guys, has a mindset that all men will cheat, that all men will pursue who they are attracted to. So with that mindset, you can understand why she wouldn't just hear out from him, no, I have a girlfriend. She potentially could have been attractive in his eyes, but when she started to push the issue, that is when any of that attraction diminished. It went away for that man because it's not attractive, okay? Like if somebody, whether it's a man or woman, is saying, no, I have this relationship boundary, and they disrespect that, especially for a man, they are not going to find you attractive. You, at that point, as a woman, you are at the very bottom of the barrel to that man. My second video example for this category is really important because the first video is very obvious, right? He's saying, I'm not attracted to you. So she throws the water bottle at him. She's upset. But in the second one I want to talk about, it is how women will actually shame men for men verbalizing their preferences that are not mimicking or mirroring that woman that's having the problem with that preference, especially when their preferences are like less common traits. Do you guys remember a few years ago when Matt Rife, who is like that comedian that went viral on social media for his stage presence, he talked on a podcast about his physical preference in a woman. And he said that he's really attracted to blondes with big tatas. And the amount of hate that this man got on all social media platforms for saying that was ridiculous, okay? Like, yeah, I can see how if somebody made videos and were like, you know, only this particular group of women are attractive and all the rest of you are not, I could see how that could receive hate justifiably. But this man, he was talking about his personal preference. And guess what? Everyone can have their personal preference. And yeah, if they get asked that question in a podcast that is about them, they should be able to answer that freely without all of the hate and all of the backlash. He's just talking about himself. He's not diminishing any other type of woman. Now, just recently, I ran across a video like 2 days ago. It is of a man that does a video, a very long video, and I'm not going to show you all of it, but I'm going to take a piece of it, just a small clip, where this man is describing how his ex-girlfriend was just perfect. And he is attracted to very similar traits as Matt Rife. And of course, women came into the comments and they made sure to let him know that he was the problem for having this as some sort of preference. Before I say more, let me show you the clip.
2 years ago, I broke up with the most perfect girl that any guy could ever ask for, and it was the dumbest thing that I have ever done in my entire life, but it was probably necessary. This girl was perfect. Long blonde hair, big blue eyes, a big white smile that could light up a room. She was caring, she was funny, she was smart, she was resilient, she was great in bed, but most importantly, she was obsessed with me. She was head over heels in love with me. Do not ask how I pulled that off because I don't know.
The most liked comment was this: the way you described her is still an issue, dude. The issue is you started her compliments with her physical appearance and ended with how she made you feel. He said it within the same sentence. He described the other things other than her physical appearance. The comments went on and on, but here's the last one I'll show you. You listed her blonde hair and blue eyes as the first thing that made her perfect. What's crazy is that this man spoke for like 5 minutes and took true accountability for his actions. But yeah, he started with her physical appearance just when he was describing how, in his eyes, she was perfect. And what's interesting here is that I swear to God, when you're in a relationship with a man, like that woman would love to hear that description about herself. The problem is that when other women hear this description and what he likes, and she doesn't fit what he likes, she has a bad reaction to that. And that is what's outrageous. Like, women should be able to hear that a man's preferences are different than what she looks like and just accept that. If this man likes blonde hair and blue eyes, then move on. Like, there's plenty of men that don't like that. That's not their preference. They want brown eyes. They want hazel eyes. They like brunettes. But time and time again, I see examples of this where men get shamed for their preferences, especially when it kind of falls into the traditional sense of what men love, and that is the more rare traits of blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay, guys, the third and final thing that I'm going to talk to you about that women crash out on is when they are expecting a certain amount of attention and they do not receive it. The video example I'm going to show you guys is a woman that's like all done up and she's either going to or coming from a restaurant or bar night out with her girlfriends, it looks like, and she is complaining, sounds like, about the lack of attention that she received.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this. Oh my God. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
Except what this woman is really complaining about is that it's not the attractive men that she wants to approach her and give her attention. Those aren't the men that are giving her any attention. And the bottom line is that a lot of men, they are fearful of being called creeps nowadays when they are approaching women, especially out at a bar, at a night out, especially when she's surrounded by her girlfriends. Like, that's super intimidating. But I think that this is a good example of a woman that is like preemptively crashing out. Like, she is setting the expectation for men to give her attention. This is a very similar reaction that women will give when she is putting herself out there on social media, wearing minimal clothing, wearing a ton of makeup, putting a ton of filters on, whatever it is. Like, these things that women do that are for the purpose of getting attention, if they don't receive it, like they don't feel good. Their feelings come out and they end up hating on men in general. And that really just comes from a place of high expectations for men to give them attention. When they don't receive it, they crash out. And what do you think men do? Like, men absolutely are not used to receiving attention. They're not even used to receiving 1 to 2 compliments in a year. Like, if they get that within a lifespan, that's a lot for them and they'll live off of that forever. But I guess this is how women and men are different. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments, and I hope you have a great week. I will see you next time.